Hi friends, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to discuss the main concepts of computer architecture and organization. So, why do we need to learn concepts, guys? Like in exam, if you are practicing only sums like problems and answers, right? So if you got the same problems, yeah, you can definitely write. So if there is any concept that is related to computer architecture and organization, right? So even if you don't know the how to solve or anything, right? So if you know the concept, okay, so you can write anything in the exam. So it won't score, so you won't score the full marks for that question, but still you will get some marks on that question. Okay, so this is the main reason. So we will be explaining the core concepts in a very easy way. Not only I will explain the terms which are like concepts, but also I will explain in a very easy way with comparing it with daily life. Okay, so computer architecture and organization. So first we need to understand the terms computer architecture. What is meant by computer architecture? So what is meant by computer organization? So before telling that, so before explaining the definitions of computer architecture and organization, let me take a daily life example. Okay, so what you can see, there are two pictures. Left side, it is a menu, and in the right side, you can see a kitchen layout, and a chef is preparing the food. So what is meant by architecture here by comparing it with daily life, right? So the menu and the kitchen layer are the examples for architecture, and the organization means the how a chef prepares the food. Okay. So similarly, architecture is what the programmer sees. Okay, so what is meant by architecture? So similarly, architecture is what the programmer sees. Then what is meant by but organization is what happens behind the scenes. So this is the basic difference between computer architecture and computer organization. So let me tell another example as well. So you can see this, right? There are two students in the class. Okay, so one is asking one question and another is asking another question. So is division available and how is division done? So we can categorize this into architecture and design, right? Sorry, architecture and organization, computer architecture and computer organization, right? So how is division available? Yes or no? Like we can see that if we are able to see, then it is a architecture. So how it is happening? That's the organization. So this is the main concept of computer architecture and computer organization. So the terms, explanation of terms. Okay, you got it right. So let me move to the next concept. So what is the next concept? Structures and functions. I am not going to tell the definition directly. Let me compare it with daily life and you will understand the terms and then we'll discuss about the definition. Okay, so structures and functions. So you can see this, right? So what are things you can see in this picture? There is a skeleton, okay, and there is a computer with some parts. So what is meant by structure and what is meant by function? So in the skeleton there are multiple bones, right? In the skeleton there are multiple bones and these are called the structure. Okay, and what is meant by functions then? Like walking, eating, thinking, anything that the bones do, right? So that is called functions. So similarly, take an example of computer. So the things which are like CPU, the input, output, the mouse, which are there are called structure. And the functions that are done by the structures are called functions. Like CPU, the programs will be held on that only, right? The input output, like we will receive some output if we are printing anything, right? So similarly, those are called structures and functions. Okay. So similarly, computers are also like the static relationship tells us that that is the structure and what the each part does is called the function. Okay. So in this, it is a warehouse. So what are the major roles we are discussing here? What is the major roles of the computer? Like we are discussing here. So what you can able to see, it's a warehouse. So some people are storing the goods, some people are moving the goods, and also you can see the one person who is coordinate all this, right? So that's the control unit. Okay. So what are all these things happen, right? So similarly, a computer has four jobs, main jobs. What are that? Processing data, storing data, moving data and controlling everything. So similarly, you can by relating this, right, you can understand the what are the major four jobs of computer. So let me recall again. What are the four major jobs of computer? Processing, storing, moving, and controlling everything. Okay, so now let me discuss about the CPU. The CPU. Okay, so what are the how many parts are there in the CPU? Main parts. If we discuss, there are three main parts. What are that? Control unit, arithmetic logic unit. ALU means arithmetic logic unit and register. So similarly, control unit nothing but the manager. You can see the picture, right? Manager. A manager controls the work like he will distribute all the work, all those things done by the manager. Okay. So similarly, control unit also uh, doing these controlling things in the CPU. And arithmetic logic unit. You can see the picture, right? The calculator. So similarly, it will do the all operations in the registers. It will be temporarily store these values. Okay. And so you got to know what is the CPU, like what are the parts, main parts of CPU. And now we will discuss about the system bus. So what is meant by system bus? Look, why we need to do, why, what is the term? Why we need to do it? Like why we need to learn it? So you can see some picture and you are still confused, right? So system bus. So imagine a school bus, guys. In place of system bus, you imagine a school bus. Okay. So what school bus does? It will carry the students to the school. So similarly, instead of students take in system bus, right? It will carry the data, okay, from one place to another. So what is the places from CPU? It may be from CPU or IO, like input output devices, or from CPU to main memory. So all these things there, right? These will be carried out by the buses called system bus. Similarly, like what is that? School bus. Okay. So let me quick recap what are the things we have discussed. So at start, we have discussed about what the term means computer organization and computer architecture, and we have discussed about the main key differences of functions and structure, and also what is CPU and how many parts it has, and after that what we have discussed system bus. Okay, so this is a quick recap. So for architecture it is like a menu, and like how can we remember? By using a real life analogy, right? Architecture is like a menu, organization is like a kitchen workflow, and the structure is like a skeleton, and function is like walking and eating. So thank you guys for watching my video. So in the next video we are going to discuss the history and evolution of computers, only the concept first. So in the starting videos we will be covering all the concepts of computer architecture and organization. After that, after all, we will be doing the problems as well. So thank you guys for watching my video. Subscribe to get the latest videos.